Good evening, everyone, and Happy New Year. This is a meeting of the Southfield Board of Education in public for the purpose of conducting the school district's business and is not to be considered as a community meeting. There is one opportunity for public participation during the meeting, and comments are limited to 3 minutes per individual. The board will listen to comments but may not respond during the meeting. If you wish to address the board, please submit a comment card immediately. Ashanti Bland, Board President.
Good evening, Yvette Word-Duvall, Vice President.
Happy New Year and good evening. Leslie Love Smith Thomas, Board Secretary.
Talisha Bell, Board Treasurer.
Amani Johnson, trustee.
Jillian Holloway, trustee.
Nicole Denson, trustee.
Michaela Beckford, Student Board Representative.
Eric Spraggin, Student Board Representative.
Dr. Jennifer Green, Superintendent. Taking minutes this evening is Ms. Carolyn Foster, and technical support is being provided by M1 Studios, along with Mr. Ron Soleil. We are also joined by our Executive District Network team and many fabulous members of our community.
We will now stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We will start this evening by having our re-elected Board Secretary, Trustee Leslie Love Smith Thomas, and our newly elected Board Trustee Nicole Denson take the oath of office. I'd like to say a big thank you to the Honorable Judge, Kamisha Gant. Thank you for coming. We know it was short notice, but you availed yourself, and we are truly appreciative. Trustees, we will ask that they approach the podium, please. That's fine.
All right. Well, first I'd like to express a sincere congratulations on your election, successful election, and a year ahead of you serving the students and the families of the Southfield Public Schools. And with that, I'm going to have you raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Nicole Denson,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will uphold the Constitution
that I will uphold the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of this state,
and the Constitution of this state,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of member of the Board of Education
of member of the Board of Education
of Southfield Public Schools
of Southfield Public Schools
in Southfield, Michigan,
in Southfield, Michigan,
according to the best of my abilities.
according to the best of my abilities.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Judge.
Oh, absolutely. All right. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me.
Okay.
I state your name.
I, Leslie Love Smith Thomas,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will uphold the Constitution
that I will uphold the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of this state,
and the Constitution of this state,
and I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of member of the Board of Education
of member of Board of the Education
of Southfield Public Schools
of Southfield Public Schools
in Southfield, Michigan,
in Southfield, Michigan,
according to the best of my abilities.
according to the best of my abilities.
All right, real quick, congratulations.
Thank you.
And I would be remiss if I didn't say, as a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, happy Founders Day to the ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha.
Thank you, Judge Gantz. We will now have, and congratulations to both Trustee Denson and Trustee Smith-Thomas.
Thank you.
We will now have the report of the student board representatives, and we will start with Michaela Beckford of University K-12 Academy.
Good evening, everybody, and Happy New Year.
Good evening.
Well, first, I'd just like to start off quickly by saying congrats to our newly elected and re-elected, and I cannot wait to work with you guys for the rest of my term. Excuse me. And as of December 12th, we had our FAFSA Day, which was a huge success. Big shout outs to Ms. Green, Ms. Paget, and Ms. Foster, our counselors, for hosting our first FAFSA week/day. It only makes sense for us as a college prep school for us to assist our families with this federal paperwork, which most colleges and universities require for financial aid. On December 13th, we had our elementary sing-along. It was so adorable. The students were dressed up for the holidays as they had fun and sang many of our holiday favorite tunes. Thank you to the parents who were able to attend. On December 18th, we received a special visit from the Grinch himself. Thanks to our incredible PTSA, the Grinch made his way through every classroom from kindergarten to 12th grade, spreading his own unique brand of holiday cheer. On December 19th, we had our winter concert, and it was amazing. Huge shout-outs to Mr. Lucia, Miss Pope, Mr. Gary, Miss Barrett, Miss Marsh, and Ron with the Drama Club, with special thanks to Miss Wilson for their cameo. Everything was well-run, showcased, and students' creativity was amazing. It was just a really nice performance. Our university winter holiday special was a performance to remember, featuring stunning dancing performances across genres, incredible live bands, and captivating drama acts, and even a surprise teacher performance. The winter holiday special had a little something for everybody, and special thanks to Miss Marsh and the arts department for the beautiful presentation of student artwork. Also, congratulations to everyone who participated in the Deck the Doors/Hall celebration, with a huge special thank you to the freshman class and staff for their excellent execution. On December 20th, we had our Alumni and College Day, where the alumni came and talked to the classes about their college experience and entering their college careers. Thank you to all the U alumni that stopped by to speak to our scholars today about their college experience, and thank you to Mr. Masiak for organizing another great event for our scholars. Also, on the same day, we had our annual Student vs. Staff Alumni Basketball game. It was a huge success, and thank you to the class board for hosting this event, and the staff and alumni who came together to play with our students. Also, the counselor sponsored a middle school field trip to Skate World of Troy, and the middle schoolers rolled into fun as they hit the rink at the end of the year celebration. Skating, laughter, and memories filled the afternoon as students showed off their moves and enjoyed time with friends. Then we had our winter recess, and January 13th marked the start of winter I-Ready assessments for our middle schoolers. January 15th, 16th, and 17th are our exams for high school only, which they will be having half days. Middle school and kindergarten will be having full days as scheduled. The exam times will be from 7:50 to 11:25. Please be on time, and when you complete your test, students must remain in the testing room until full testing time is over, so please plan accordingly. On January 20th, we will have no school due to MLK Day. January 21st will be no school due to Records Day, and on the 22nd, our second semester will begin. Ms. Nelson provides math tutoring for 6th to 9th graders during early arrival on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Scholars should bring assessments and assignments, and parents must notify her at least one day in advance. Remember, the GPA requirement for University K-12 Academy is a 3.0. Learning compact forms can be access and return to the main office if not already submitted. Also, congratulations to our middle school boys basketball team for winning against the Levi Jaguars. 5th and 6th grade won 30-16, and 7th and 8th grade won 36-23. Also, special shout outs to the cheer team for keeping the audience engaged. Our 5th and 6th grade boys basketball team remained undefeated, winning 22-7 against the Bernie Bobcats. The 7th and 8th grade team fought hard and lost, unfortunately, 28-35. The team will play the Thompson Tigers on January 9th, which passed. When I get the information, I will be letting you guys know. As a reminder to parents, please be aware that there is no supervision for scholars after school wanting to attend our games, so they will have to leave the building and return when the games start. Also, the Michigan First Credit Student Banking had a great start, opening 15 new accounts and making 27 deposits in the first week. Congratulations to Ms. Benson's 3rd grade class for making the most deposits. A big thank you to the social committee for sharing breakfast with the teachers. It was a great way to enjoy food and spend time together. Much appreciated. Due to the excessive tardiness also, weekly hard sweeps will begin for middle school. Scholars should review the process, but the specific days will remain undisclosed. Letters will be sent to scholars who are chronically late, and your cooperation is appreciated. On January 8th, the seniors had their hot cocoa sale to raise funds for their senior activities. Also, on January 18th, they will be having a senior-only ice skating event at 2 p.m. at Campus Martis. Skate rentals will be $6 and admission will be for $12. Moving on. Some additional information will be our Title I teacher for coordinating and organizing a wonderful event with our PTSA for their generous support in making it possible, starting our day with holiday happiness and made-to-order deliciousness. Thank you to our wonderful social committee for hosting a festive Christmas breakfast for our teachers. Special shout out to the deans who stepped in to the roles of master chefs and treating them to delicious made-to-go omelets. Also, University High School's 5K Club presents the Love on Wheels roller skating field trip. Join us on February 14th at the roller rink. $35 admission, including transport, unlimited food, unlimited drinks, skate rentals, and admission for 3 hours. First come, first serve, high school only. I am also pleased to announce that our varsity debaters, Lola and Dalen, will be going to the prestigious Harvard University to debate. As more information is announced, I will keep you guys informed. And this concludes my report.
Trustees, are there any questions for Ms. Beckford? Hearing none, thank you, Michaela, great job. We will next hear from Eric Spraggins of Southfield A&T.
Good evening and Happy New Year. This is a special year because I finished my senior year this year. I first want to begin by giving recognition to our Board of Education. As you guys know, January is School Board Recognition Month, and we extend our heartfelt gratitude to the Board of Education for your leadership, tireless effort, and everything you do to make our district better. As our recent events and updates, our annual lip sync event was held on December 19th. Our warriors showcased a remarkable talent during the well-attended event, making a resounding success. We were able to boost our attendance by 40% this year. Sheet Coach, Your Future, Your Way was held on December 20th. Southfield alumni engaged with students sharing insights from diverse fields, including entrepreneurship, corporate leadership, and law. On January 9th, Mr. Reese held a grade level meeting. Principal Reese and the administrative team hosted a grade level meeting that serves as a reality check for our seniors. With just 5 months left in our final year, seniors were reminded to focus on academics, maintain good attendance, and strive for success. During the meeting, student voices were highlighted, with 90% of the feedback noting a positive shift in the building culture. Student reported visible improvement in the overall atmosphere. Senior updates for the class of 2025, the deadline to purchase graduation caps, gowns, and diploma covers is January 31st, 2025. The cost is $95. Students can use the QR code posted around the school to pay or check the e-newsletter that is sent out by Ms. Kayens monthly. We proudly welcome 17 new members into our chapter of the National Honor Society. Their formal induction ceremony will take place on January 31st, 2025. And I can proudly say I'm one of those 17 members. Business professional. Business Professional of America. Congratulations to Micah Owens and Brooklyn Williams of the Southfield BPA chapter. Micah Owens, who served as the chapter president, placed 7th in presentation and visual competitive, and Brooklyn Williams, a new member, placed 2nd in entrepreneurship. Both members will compete at the BPA State Leadership Conference in Grand Rapids, Michigan, from March 13th to 16th, 2025. Our Warrior athletes, our wrestling team has excelled in its first year back, securing first place as a team at Waterford Mont. Key athletes include Aiden Sanders, Jakari Dixon, Keith Finley, and Carson McKenzie. They both home all medals. Special recognition goes to Jeffrey Nicholson, who is serving as the Athlete of the Week for his impressive performance as a freshman. Boys basketball, despite a few tough losses, the team have shown determination and is preparing for a strong comeback as we are returning from winter break. Girls basketball, the team have a 5-2 record, a 3-game winning streak, and demonstrated community spirit by adopting a family for Christmas. Athlete of the Week includes Kanaya Harrison, who is recognized for her outstanding heart and dedication. Competitive cheer, the team achieved 3rd place recently and is gearing up for the 3rd annual Beach Blast that took place on January 11, 2025, and more details for upcoming events from them will be posted soon. Bowling, the younger bowling team continues to show steady improvement under excellent coaching. Our swimming team is led by 2 dedicated seniors, and that they are striving for success with Tanner, expected to qualify soon. Our United basketball, a joy to watch the unified basketball team foster with teamwork. They face Lake Orienton and Berkeley in upcoming games. College and career support, upcoming events. On January 22nd, 2025, University of Detroit Mercy College of Mission will host a presentation that will be from 12:30 to 1:30. January 29th, 2025, we have our Invest in Your Future, Create Your FSA ID event. That will be during A, lunch for our students, and B, lunch for our B lunch students. And on January 30th, Baker College Admissions will host a presentation from 12:30 to 1:30. If you would like to register for this event as a student, and for the parents who are here in the audience, they can scan one of the QR codes around our building, or please check the monthly newsletter that is given by Ms. Kagans. Parents, I just want to encourage you guys to register for the upcoming FAFSA webinars that will be hosted by the College and Career Support Center. It will be on January 15th, 2025 at 6:30 p.m., and they will host another one on January 28th, 2025 at 12:30 p.m. You can find that information also included in the newsletter that is given by Ms. Kagans monthly. And so parents, I just want to remind you guys to just take a very good look at these opportunities that are being offered. Many of these can be offered to your students. So if you have a student that attends Southfield A&T, just let them know that we have upcoming presentations from colleges. We can help with FAFSA. They also help with career writing, resumes, interviews. We offer all of that. And so we want to make sure that we're taking the advantage of those. For our college panel, 9th and 10th graders will attend a college panel on February 11th, 2025 in the auditorium. Our Wolverine Pathways, 9th graders with a 3.0 GPA or higher are invited to attend a Wolverine Pathways presentation on January 22nd, 2025. 3rd annual blood drive. For anyone who would like to participate, Student Council will host their 3rd annual blood drive on January 31st, 2025. Stay tuned for our registration details. And just some important dates. Our first semester finals will be taking place this week from January 15th to 17th. Those will be half days for the high school students at Southfield. Senior pinning will be February 12th. Our midwinter break is February 17th to the 21st. Spring break will be March 31st to April 4th. Senior exams are May 27th to 28th. Prom is on May 29th. And graduation, hallelujah, June 6th.
Won't he do it?
Eric, thank you for that very enthusiastic report. I'm not mad at it. Trustees, are there any questions for Eric this evening? Hearing none, to our student board reps, great job per your usual. If you need to go home and get some homework done or some studying or some FAFSA, whatever it is that you need, please feel free. You are dismissed. Thank you both. As our student board reps are making their exit out of the building for the evening, I'd like to call attention back to board matters. As so many have said, this is National School Board Recognition Month, and I would like to take the opportunity to provide our school board members with a gift from the Stevenson Elementary family, Principal Tanya Hickman. She actually dropped some gifts off for everyone, so happy National School Board Appreciation Month, everyone.
Thank you to the Stevenson family.
Yes, thank you to the Stevenson family, thank you.
Again, thank you to our Stevenson Elementary School family and Principal Tanya Hickman. I had one other board matter that I wanted to lift, and I'd like to say to those who are in our community and part of our Southfield Public School District family who lost a loved one over the break. You're in our hearts, you're in our prayers. As so many of you all know, more than one of our principals experienced death in their family. And we also lost Jabbar Miller, who was our announcer. For those of you who went to games, you saw him. His children are in the district. So please keep those families in your thoughts and your prayers. And to the Hickman family, you also are in our thoughts and prayers. And I'd just like to thank this district. You all showed up for the families. I attended the service along with some of the other members of this district, and Dr. Green attended the service of Mr. Miller, and we showed up. So thank you for, once again, being the community that we've all come to love and be proud of. Lastly, MLK Day is Monday. I would like to announce here that our band will not be marching.
Did you tell Mr. Gary before you made that announcement?
Mr. Gary, this is, it's gonna be too cold. And so I just wanted everyone, before you got disappointed, -15 is a bit much. But we will be in attendance, and Mr. Gary will work out all the other transportation things. But I just wanted to let everyone know, I know some people come out to see our bands. It is gonna be too cold, so I did want to make that announcement today. But Mr. Gary, your band is absolutely wonderful. They show up and show out. They make us proud. They are always on their best behavior. I received pictures from Trustee Smith-Thomas over the break of y'all just showing out and looking good and clean and all the things. So thank you for stepping in when we needed you most. You're doing an excellent job. No problem. Other than that, did anyone else have any board matters? Board Secretary.
Thank you. Yes, so as we have entered 2025 calendar year, I would like to remind all the trustees, this is a perfect opportunity to pull your MASB transcripts to take a look. They have now added 2 more specialty certifications. One is of finance and one is community relations. The other 2, advocacy and data, data skills, I do have both of those, so I'll be going after the finance certification, will be my next one I'll be tackling. And being a level 6 Master Platinum Award.
Okay, all right.
Toot. No, I'm just kidding. I am also going after the President's Award, which is the highest level. But I say all this to say that
I would love to see Southfield Public Schools return back to our honor board status, which, as the community can see, we have achieved over the years. And so I think this is a perfect opportunity to pull your transcripts, identify, be intentional. Let's be responsible. We've always been physically responsible when attending different conferences and classes. I think just being, taking it the next step and being more intentional about it, identifying classes, have a reason, for taking the class and moving forward in that way. And so that we can continue to be educated, bring the best practices back to the board, to the district, for the betterment of our district and our community.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Board matters? Hearing none, I will pass it over to Dr. Green for the report of the superintendent.
Thank you, Board President, and you actually led into much of the commentary that I had this evening, so I will keep it brief. I just wanted to publicly thank each and every one of you. The success of the district rests on your shoulders, and I cannot do the work that I do, nor can anyone in this district without your full support. So thank you, not only during the month of the school board recognition, but thank you every month for all that you do. Underneath your desk, there is another bag with gifts in it from the Office of the Superintendent that looks something like this. So you would think we were reliving December here this evening, but you are definitely worth this gift and much, much more. So thank you for that. Also, you led into what I wanted to say relative to our Employee of the Month, because we have one for last month and one for this month, and it is none other than the Mr. LaShawn Gary. As you all know, Mr. Gary stepped up and showed out when we needed him the most. He took our band not only local, national, but they were international, and that is something that not many school districts can state, to the extent that they were recognized via their performance at the Thanksgiving Day Parade, and we have been approached about taking the band to Dublin, Ireland in December of 2026. So Mr. Gary is so humble, and when I walked in his classroom, he didn't once stop with the students practicing, and he is all about our children every day of the week. I cannot thank him enough for being the Employee of the Month, so please.
Say, wow, right? Yeah, so I just want to thank you, thank the board, thank Dr. Green, Mr. Jackson, my building administrators as well for, all the support. It definitely takes a team. I'm enjoying it. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. We've been very, very busy, very active. Like you said, in the community, we took first place in the Thanksgiving Day Parade, which was, outstanding. So I'm very proud of the kids and the work that we're doing as a community. So I just want to say thank you. Man, a few words. I don't have to say much. All right? All right. Thank you, Karen. A lot of notes. All right, thank
you. All right. Good evening. My name is James Jackson. I'm Chief of Staff for Southfield Public Schools, and it is truly an honor to nominate Mr. LaShawn Gary as our Employee of the Month. Mr. Gary stepped into this role and hit the ground running. He has led our band in so many events, from the Thanksgiving Day Parade to parades in Canada. So it has truly been an amazing beginning of the school year just to see all the activities that our marching band has participated in.
Witness further reiterates why I am here to congratulate you on being the Employee of the Month, for being a consummate professional. Give them a round of applause. When your name came before me, I was humbled to be able to extend this
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So we got you some balloons, but you will get an award, you will get a certificate, and we'd like to welcome you to the next board meeting so we can publicly acknowledge
Wow,
you.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Truly a pleasure. Give him another round of applause.
Next, we have our partner of the month, someone that is petite in stature but strong and mighty in all that she does. You have probably seen this person in every school building throughout our district. It is my honor to acknowledge Ms. Maya Rivera as our partner of the month. Where's Ms. Maya?
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Santana. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, Mrs. Green. Thank you, everybody, again.
Come stand and take a picture.
Hi, my name is Joe Corris. I'm the Chief Operating Officer here at Southfield Public Schools, and I nominated Maya Rivera from GDI, our janitorial staff, this month. Maya is one of our Spanish-speaking partners, and she has done a great job since she's been here. Maya Rivera is our translator too, as well as being a GDI employee. She helps with the Spanish-speaking people here communicate better with Southfield Public Schools staff. She'll always be the first to chip in and want to volunteer for work that needs to be done. We had a special instance in one of our outdoor concession stands that needed some work, and she dropped everything to help us in our hour of need. So that's why I nominated Maya this month, and she's done a tremendous job since she's been here.
Hello, team. How are you? Good to see you all. Hello. My Martinello space. Hello. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. There are very few names that are synonymous with excellence, and yours is one of them. So I'm here to congratulate you on being the partner of the month for the entire Southfield Public School. Thank you. No matter when we call, you always come and come, not only come to assist, but you come with a smile on your face and a willingness to assist. So thank you. I appreciate it.
And as I started the conversation, we were a month behind. December was quite busy with student performances throughout the district, so we didn't have an opportunity to surprise our December partner or employee of the month. So we do have them here with us this evening. At this time, I would like to recognize Leslie Singleton, who is also from GDI, as our partner of the month.
I just want to say thank you to everybody. I'm going to continue to do a great job for Southfield District. That's all I can do.
She is making it happen.
That's all I have.
Hi, my name is Philip Curran. I'm the Director of Operations for Southfield Public Schools. I nominated Leslie Singleton for her award because Leslie has consistently shown excellent leadership ability and gone above and beyond the call of duty when asked.
My other surprise, you were the partner of the month for December, and because of all of the holiday celebrations, we didn't have an opportunity to congratulate you. So wipe that off, get your photo, and give her a drum as well. And it is such an honor for me to do both of these because, like I said, your name is synonymous with excellent. Your name, come over here. In terms of being a leader, it is difficult to lead.
Yes, it is.
Trust me, I know. But to also lead as a servant leader is a very unique quality. what you possess. You two are always willing to help, and it's not because I'm a supervisor, I don't do that. You ask what needs to be done, how soon you need it done, and you're willing to make it happen. So I thank you.
Thank you.
For all that
That
you
means
do.
everything. Thank you so much.
And last but definitely not least, as I mentioned, we had so many activities happening in our district throughout the month of December. And there was one name at the root of almost every production happening at a district level. And that name is Gwendolyn Whittington Reese. Come on up, Miss Gwen.
So I'm gonna tell my Gwen story because I just think it's so befitting that Gwen is up here. I have never met a person who I've never seen have a bad day. I've never seen Gwen have a bad day. When I got elected, she made it a point to find me and welcome me to this district, and I just think it's her character. She welcomes people into the district, and she's always kind. She always is solution-driven. I appreciate you so much, and thank you for all you do, and you're a community member on top of everything else. So we appreciate all the service. You've been here for a minute. You can't go. I'm just letting you know, you can't go. I just was letting you know, so thank you, Gwen. We appreciate you.
I appreciate it so much, and thank you. Thank you, Dr. Green. Yes. You know, you guys, I'm a doer. I don't like to talk much.
Greetings. My name is Summer Caldwell Carruthers, and I'm the Executive Director of Instruction for Southfield Public Schools. And I nominated Ms. Gwendolyn Whittington Reese for Employee of the Month. Ms. Whittington Reese is the support coordinator for the instructional infrastructure for Southfield Public Schools. Ms. Gwen helps everyone. She jumps in, she's a team player, and she always brings sunshine to the workplace. Ms. Gwen was also instrumental in helping us organize the Santa Sleigh Ride in December. And so I want to take this opportunity to thank you, Ms. Gwendolyn Whittington Reese.
We were actually coming to see you because you were the December Employee of the Month. But of course, in December, you were so busy making it happen for everyone in the district that we didn't have an opportunity to surprise you then. So we wanted to make sure to surprise.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have so many phenomenal individuals in our district making things happen on a daily basis. I wish I could bring more before you, but that is just a sampling of those that we've had over the last 2 months, and we will have more forthcoming in the next few, at the next few meetings. At this time, without further ado, I would like to bring another group of amazing individuals before you to demonstrate the phenomenal programs happening at Thompson K-8 Academy. Ms. Portia Eubanks, Ms. Deanna Ector, we have our IB coordinator, we have several staff members. Who all is coming up?
What's this? What's in the bag?
More gifts.
What's in the bag?
All right.
Good evening, Dr. Green, President Bland, Vice President Duvall, the rest of the board, and the community. I am Ms. Portia Eubanks, the principal of Thompson K-8 International Academy. I have with me today Mrs. Ector, our assistant principal, Mrs. Romeo, our IB coordinator, and Mr. Parks, our SEL academic engagement officer. We are honored to be here today to showcase all that we have going on at Thompson. As majority of you know, for the 24-25 school year, we embraced a unique opportunity to unite Vandenberg World Cultures Academy and Thompson K-8 International Academy in a shared commitment to excellence. And so our theme for this school year is United in Excellence. This evening, you will learn. Let me remember to click. This evening, you will learn about our community as a whole, including our academics, our IB programming, our SEL and culture, and stakeholder engagement. So here's our community snapshot. We are an IB school, and we have the IB programs PYP and MYP. PYP is our K-5 program, and MYP is our 6-8 program. We also have currently 5 self-contained ISSN classrooms with 2 resource room teachers to support our scholars with special needs. As a magnet school for ESL, which is English Second Language, we have 2 ESL teachers and 5 paraprofessionals to assist scholars that have language barriers. Extended learning clubs. We offer 8 extended learning clubs to our scholars at Thompson K-8. We have a Zen Zone club for our scholars to practice mindfulness. We have art, choir. We also have Sister to Sister mentoring, which is K-5. We have Project Womanhood, which is 6-8. And then we have Project Manhood, which is 6-8. At Thompson, we offer Spanish to all of our 2nd through 8th grade scholars through a program called MEG Languages, and we also have a Spanish teacher. Being that we're IB, we have to offer a foreign language. Scholars have access to 4 Core Plus classes. These are our elective classes. They have an opportunity to take music, art, gym, and design, which is technology, throughout the school year. Tuesday, we have Therapy Dog Tuesdays, and we see the most attendance on Therapy Dog Tuesdays because they enjoy they enjoy going in our Zen Zone to visit our therapy dogs. We have maybe about 3 that come every week, and again, our attendance is really high for those days, for Tuesday. This year, we recently established a PTSA. We established it in October, and so now our parents and our scholars have a voice in decisions that are being made at Thompson. On the next slide, you'll just see some evidence, pictures of Project Manhood, our ISSN classroom, a lesson, and MYP, which is middle school, and then an ESL lesson. Now I would like to invite Mrs. Ector to share more information about our academics at Thompson.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Thompson alumnus.
Yes, Titans back in the day. This school year, TK8 is intentionally analyzing school-wide data concerning academics so that growth isn't just happening in pockets in the school, but throughout every subject area and all grade levels. To do this, all team members are involved in MTSS and school-wide academic initiatives. As a school, we implemented 30 days of practice. 30 days of practice was developed after identifying the strategies and concepts that our building found the most challenging. Each month, our instructional staff is not only following the scopes and sequence of their subject matter, but also intentionally highlighting these specific items of best practice. So on this slide, you will see that in November, we focused on vocabulary terms and academic language. We know that when our students understand and are able to define vocabulary words, they're able to answer questions that they're unfamiliar with. In December, we focused on identifying the questions so that our students know exactly what the question is asking them. In January, right now, we're focusing on using charts and diagrams. And as you see, we have a plan for the duration of the school year. This next slide is November's evidence. You see some of our scholars showing off their word wall. That picture of the scholars showing off their word wall is actually in one of our music classrooms, so we're doing it in every subject area. And then you see some other pieces of evidence. Here you have December's evidence and January's evidence. We know that these best practices are being taught school-wide because each month our instructional staff provides the evidence. This school-wide initiative ensures that our scholars will be able to perform at a higher level in the classroom and on all types of assessments such as iReady, MSTEP, and the district's common assessment. Another school-wide initiative that we are focusing on are iReady challenges and incentives. Within this initiative, the entire school is given a goal in reference to iReady, and incentives are given when scholars meet the goals. For instance, from November 25th to December 20th, scholars were given the challenge of passing 16 reading and 16 math iReady lessons at 75%. All scholars who met the challenge will receive an academic field trip that is free in the month of February. It's free of cost for those students. The current challenge is for scholars to meet their individualized goals on their winter assessment in reading and math. Scholars who meet both goals will receive the fan favorite, a pizza party. Our scholars begin testing this week and are excited about meeting their goals. They are aware of their goals because our instructional staff are having one-on-one conversations with them regarding their goal for each test. We want to make sure that our scholars are being accountable for their learning and their growth. One scholar came to the office today excited because she met her goal in reading. In her hand was a data sheet that she filled out with her fall score, her winter score, and the actual score that she earned today. She shared her data with both admin assistants and both administrators. At the end of the conversation, the scholar shared that she would exceed that math score that's coming up this week. She told me it was easy. We are looking forward to more interactions with excited scholars regarding their academic growth this school year. I would like to now bring up Ms. Darcy Romeo, who will share information regarding Thompson's 2 IB programs.
Good evening. So, as we know, Thompson holds the distinction of housing not 1, but 2 IB programs. We have the primary years program for K through 5th, and the middle years program for 6th through 8th. This affords us the unique opportunity to really be able to dive into those IB philosophies that, as we know, are best practices to be able to provide our scholars with a very well-rounded education. The way that this is exemplified from each program is with the PYP exhibition, where the 5th graders are afforded the opportunity to select one of the 6 transdisciplinary themes, work collaboratively, and give back to the community. This past year, that was seen in the form of a book that was published and then put out to the community for actual purchase at the exhibition. For the MYP showcase that the 8th graders are involved in, this is then taken with the transdisciplinary themes, and the 8th graders expand this to include a global context. They then work with either themselves as an individual, with one partner, or a group of 3 to engage in a community service project. This is then showcased towards the end of the year last year, which I believe Ms. Smith, or Thomas, you were at, correct? Thank you for coming. This year, it's scheduled for March 6th, so be on the lookout for an invitation, as we would love to have you come. Because as we know, the best way to see a program and its benefits is through the eyes of the scholars themselves and their work. So with that, I thank you, and we'll turn it over to Mr. Parks.
Thank you. I'm Marquin Parks. I'm the Academic Engagement Social Emotional Learning Officer at Thompson K-8. In the world of SES, SEL and culture. We have morning greetings in the courtyard and in our car line. You'll see our staff members in the courtyard greeting children, helping them to get into breakfast, and those of us who are outside opening car doors, listening to the music that the parents are playing, reminding folks of backpacks. We're out there unless there's inclement weather every single day. While that's happening, we have students who are reciting the pledge shortly after that. And that pledge, it has components of having them be better people and being able to fail and then succeed after that by not giving up. We do building walkthroughs where we're checking in on our scholars. Some of them need a little extra attention in the morning to make sure that their day takes off correctly. We might end up doing a breathing exercise. A staff member might need a Diet Coke or just a moment to go to the bathroom. And so we provide opportunities for things like that, as well as checking on how your weekend went. We follow the lead of Bernie, and we are, I'm sorry, please excuse me, Levy with our Ron Clark Academy house system. Students are really excited about that. The House of Revere is in the lead. So that was an amazing experience to go to Atlanta, and the kiddos are really enjoying earning the points for doing the things they need to do. We've connected it with our PBIS and our IB program, so the kids are aware that their communication or their determination helps them to earn points for their team. And everyone was able to get slide certified, including Dr. Green. We have, with the district initiatives and Mrs. Paula Lightsey, we also have our free parent coaching sessions where the parents can check out the QI code and have the opportunity to talk with people about how they can be better parents. From there, we also have our district initiatives, Inner Explorer, which gives students a mindful moment, maybe after a class or lunch like that, as well as the Navigate 360 that gives them opportunity to do SEL lessons to help them with their character. Excuse me. When it comes to staff, we're always engaging with one another. We might have a rock, paper, scissors contest, and the winner might receive a gift card. There may be Who Named That Tune over the loudspeaker. We have theme days where we'll wear a camouflage or Lions or Michigan versus Michigan State, and then Spirit Weeks as well. We are also, whoa, we don't do that. We are also one of all the buildings that has a calming corner with chairs in there where you can get a nice massage, kind of turn out the lights and zone out for a moment. We also use that for the students and the staff as well. We also do the sister-to-sister manhood group and womanhood group as well, getting them together to learn more about what's going on with them and also preparing them for the future. Without further ado, I'd like to turn it over back to Mrs. Portia Eubanks for the stakeholder engagement. Thank you.
And this is just some more pictures of, if you see Ms. Wallace, she won the rock, paper, scissors challenge. They had to wear gold sticks around their neck, and then they had to give it up if they lost. And so, as you see, she collected majority of them and was able to get the gift card. And the other picture, Dr. Green, she was certified, slide certified. I did put you on there, Dr. Green. She was the only person that injured herself on the slide. None of the kids, not out of the 545 kids, no one else injured themselves, but Dr. Green came away with a boo-boo when she slid down. So you did, Dr. Green. All right. And so now I'm going to give you some information on stakeholder engagement. At Thompson, we pride ourselves on building strong relationships with our stakeholders. This year, we, as I mentioned, we launched our PTSA. We also gathered input from our families by conducting a parent survey in December, and then you'll see some of those results on the next slide. And additionally, we hosted family events, and we have a few partnerships, but we are looking for more partnerships at our building. This is just some evidence from the parent survey. One thing that stood out to me is, that's one page, and here's the next. One question was, to what extent do your scholar, I think, enjoy coming to Thompson? We have a lot of somewhat happies. Our goal is to turn that to extremely happy. They're somewhat happy with coming, but we want them to be extremely happy with coming to Thompson K-8. Oh. I see one, but I see a lot. Oh, listen, I see some, but you know. The new principal needs to stay. That's what it says. Yes, I'll toot. And so our plan is to also do a staff survey and a student survey, because as you know, you give your students and your families and your staff voice when they're able to provide you with feedback on how the school year is going. Looking ahead, we have some goals for Thompson K-8. We would love to transition to an IB community school. I want to say that again. We would love to transition to an IB community school to better support our scholars. We also want to expand our partnerships. As you know, with the bond, we were able to upgrade our facilities. We received new bathrooms, and now we are having all of our interior doors replaced. And so we will continue to get upgrading items in our facility. We also want to host career readiness events and extend learning opportunities for our scholars. We want to strengthen our collaboration with Southfield A&T and University K-12 because, as you know, with middle school, with 8th graders, they feed into one of these schools. And so we want to strengthen our relationship with them, have some representatives from both schools come over to talk with our scholars so we can feel that we know that they're going to Southfield A&T or university. We also want to enhance training for our new staff members. With us merging Vandenberg into Thompson, a few of our Vandenberg staff members are not trained, and so we want to enhance training for them so they can be trained in IB practices. All right, but before you have questions, I would love, and I would be remiss if I did not recognize and publicly recognize our Thompson team. Mr. Ray, thank you for coming to support us. Our Thompson team is doing a phenomenal job. As you know, merging two schools is not easy, but they are doing a phenomenal job working together and doing what's best for our students and our overall school community. What questions may you have?
So I do have a question, but I first really would like to commend all of you. You said it's not easy merging a school. I think we've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly, and I think this is an example of the good.
It is.
I also would like to just say, if you take a look at the people standing in front of you, you have Stevenson, Vandenberg, Thompson, and you've done a really good job of taking everything you've learned from being inherent to the school, coming in from another school. You moved around. This will be your third school, and you've been in the district for a while, but I think you're bringing the best of everything to that and giving Thompson a culture, which I think you've heard us speak about a lot. So I really want to say thank you. I attended a game, and it was really nice to see the staff actually sitting and serving and actually ingrained in the game, cheering. It was just really pleasant to see. Your presentation was amazing. I have one question, and that is, what can we do to help you?
We would just love for you guys to show up at our events. Come support us. Come walk around. Come talk to our students. At any time, you're always invited. Just come support us. And, you know, our students, they'll give you real answers. Be prepared. But just, you know, we will invite you to our fifth grade.
Spelling bee?
Yep, our spelling bee is coming up on January 30th. We also have on January 23rd a Tigers Luncheon where we're inviting families in to be able to eat with their scholars at lunchtime. And so we have a few events, and we would love to have you guys come. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
I don't necessarily have a question, but a comment to add on, if you will. You had mentioned bridging the gap between our 8th graders and our high schools. And I saw Mr. Geary, of course, give the thumbs up and how he leads that charge, bridging the gaps. But it would be nice to have 8th grade go shadow a 12th grader for an afternoon, or something along those lines, and reaching out or having a field trip to one of the high schools.
Yes.
I know it doesn't always sound exciting, but there's ways to make this happen and make sure that our scholars stay in the Southfield district. So thank you.
You're welcome. And Mr. Geary and I have been in conversation about how we can get some of our 8th grade band members to participate in his band program before they transition to the high school. So we are in conversation about that. Any other questions?
No.
Good job.
Well, thank you guys for listening. If you get a chance, please follow us on Facebook, and you'll be able to keep up with all the things we have going on at Thompson. Thank you.
And Principal Eubanks, before you depart, it's ironic that you were on the slide that referenced, and you reiterated, your goal is to become an IB community school, because I sent a message to the board president, and I said they will be ready to become the next community school. So we
Thank you,
believe
Dr.
in you.
Green. Thank you.
All right, as they are departing, we will update the slides in front of you. You also have a presentation in your packet with our ongoing commitment to that of staffing. We do have some new staff members here this evening for you to meet at the district level. I'm not sure if Mr. Jackson, would you like to come up and introduce our new communications coordinator to the Board of Education? I'm sure that they are all very happy to hear that we now have someone on board in that position. Thank you, sir.
Well, good evening, everyone. Again, my name is James Jackson. I'm Chief of Staff for the district, and I am honored to welcome to the Southfield Public Schools team and family, Mr. Tyler Smith. Tyler will be taking on the role of our communications coordinator for the district. He will be helping with all of our messaging that goes out to the community, our social media presence, our website management, all those things that I have been struggling with as of late. But Tyler will come in and just take that over and run with it. So we're excited to have Tyler here. Tyler, you want to come up and just so everybody can put eyes on you and see, and take them off of me right now. But we're honored to have you as a part of the team, and I'm looking forward to working with you.
All right.
I heard you when you said, Mr. Jackson, that those were all things you've been struggling to do, but let me acknowledge that you've done a good job, and we appreciate you. You have done quite a great job with our brand management team, Avance. You guys are on it. I can't even check my email fast enough, and it's already sent out. So good job. We look forward to you joining our team, and we know you're going to do great things. So thank you for filling in the gaps where they were needed, and welcome to Southfield.
Thank you so much. When is his official first day?
The 27th, bright and early.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. We'll be
Thank
waiting.
you.
Thank you. Welcome. Did, Mr. Jackson, before you left, you were struggling in another area as well, and you've now found a replacement for that. So do you want to come share that good news also? You're 2 for 2. You're 2 for 2 at this point.
Well, I'm also proud to announce that we have hired an assistant athletic director to complete out our team running our athletics. Mr. Glenn Blackwell will be joining on the 21st, actually, starting on the 21st. And we're excited to have him. As everyone's aware, our athletics department is continuing to do great things and is growing as we begin to offer more athletics programs, and we need a solid team in there to manage all of that and to make sure that our scholar athletes have the support and the resources that they need and the leadership that they need to achieve the greatness that we know that they're capable of. So we're excited to have him on board and excited again to get him started as well. All right, thank you.
Thank you indeed. So, Ms. Foster, let's go directly into Adler Elementary. This slide is familiar to you all. This is the same slide that we had up last month. We currently have those positions being filled by substitute teachers or the ISSN member. As I lifted in prior meetings, the ISSN member filling the position is one that is on an alternative pathway to certification. So we do have a number of individuals in our district doing that, and we are grateful for their service. Next slide, please. McIntyre, again, very similar to what you saw last month, being mindful that we
we're missing 2 weeks in between the last presentation and this presentation. We didn't have a lot of movement. The candidate that has been identified for the gym vacancy, we were looking to onboard that individual. There were some pieces that we needed to get in place regarding their credentials, so that has been a little prolonged in the process, but we are still working on getting that position filled as well. Stevenson, last month, I shared that they had an individual working with them. They have transitioned to another person at the behest of the building leadership. So, of course, we supported that recommendation, and they have now filled that with another individual. So we will see how this individual works out, and if not, we will move in another direction. Regarding Bernie, again, this is identical to what you saw last month. We have all of these positions being filled by substitute teachers. As I mentioned last month, many of these substitute teachers have been with the scholars for the entire school year, so they have that consistency. They know these individuals, and they are doing a very good job in accordance with what the principal has shared. Thompson, and I think they slipped out already, but you can see that they are making progress. They have their ECDD room filled by a substitute teacher. They have the ASD room being filled by a team member. They have the first grade vacancy. That person should be starting any day. The social studies vacancy was just created on the 17th of December with that teacher transferring over to the Levy vacancy. So that one is posted, and they will be scheduling interviews relatively soon. Of course, the 3 paraprofessional substitutes that we have, we're still working on, and 1 clerical staff member. Last but definitely not least, the 1 resource room vacancy at Levy Middle School, because their social studies position that they had last month has now been filled by the teacher that transferred over from Thompson. Moving on to Southfield High School for the Arts and Technology, I can't say that I have ever seen their report this clean in all the years that I have been in Southfield Public Schools, and even going back the last decade, to only have 1 vacancy, and that is with the ISSN department, is truly a compliment to that staff and the rebranding that they have done at Southfield High School for the Arts and Technology. So kudos to that entire team for filling all of the vacancies, and our HR team for helping them to get those positions closed out. Last but definitely not least, the Associate Dean position, K-5 at University K-12 Academy. I did have 2 additional interviews for that position on yesterday. We had most of the interviews before the break, literally up until the last day, and we couldn't get the other 2 scheduled until yesterday. So you will have a recommendation coming before you relatively soon for that position. We also have KLC, whereby we have a person that is serving in the leadership role that was making a decision on whether the decision was positive, so she's staying in that role? Yes, no, we don't know yet. Okay, so, but we have a leader there that we hope is staying. You all know this individual. This individual has run many of our programs, including the program through General Motors in the summer, and she's doing an awesome job, so we're hopeful that she will decide to make the decision to stay there. We do have some other positions being filled by ISSN team members, as you see on the slide. And last, for our district, to round us out, the 2 speech pathologists, as mentioned last month, we do have both of those positions currently being filled by our partners, but we do have 2 EIV teachers that we are still in need of supporting. The district positions, we kind of already started with that. So we have the communications coordinator, fill date started, and the assistant athletic director. The chief of talent management is being transitioned to that of an executive director, so that is being posted. The good news is that Oakland Schools now has a HR pathway where they are taking recommendations from districts and training people up. Southfield Public Schools is not the only district struggling with having individuals in HR. So through our advocacy at Oakland Schools, they have started an academy specifically for HR professionals, and they are looking to start one for finance professionals as well. So we're really excited and hopeful that coming out of those 1st or 2nd classes will be individuals that can join us here in Southfield Public Schools. Any questions, Board President?
Not necessarily a question, well, there is one question, but we talk about staffing often, and I'm going to continue to say it. Dr. Green, you know this. In order to not have the issues that we've had in the past, right? We cannot control who leaves, who stays, who comes, but what we can do is make the district welcoming, give people the training they need, the onboarding they need, and try to make the hiring process one that is fluid and not so stagnant, right? My biggest question is, we know we'll have people retiring. And I know that in February, there is an ask for those who plan on leaving the district to let us know. So my ask of you is, once we get that information, what are we gonna do closer to March than May to ask those people if they, A, have any interest in coming back per what Governor Whitmer has offered, and we've already had some people taking part in that. B, finding out what the vacancies will look like in each building just based off of this report and those retirement reports that we will receive. And then how are we gonna combat it?
So we're doing three things synonymous with what you stated. So we have the retirements coming in for the month of February. So as we get those, we're charting those so that we know where those retirements will be in which respective buildings. While the HR team is doing that, the building level leaders are currently building out their master schedules for next school year, based on student requirements at the high school level, based on student interests, based on interests of the families, based on industry interests. What do our next customer expect for our scholars? So they're building out those master schedules so that we know where the vacancies will be. The other piece of it is that we are already building a list of those having retired that are already interested in coming back. Unfortunately, those that retired this year will have a waiting period. They have to wait for 6 months before they can come back to the school district unless we receive something different from the state, an exception to the rule. So as we continue to build the list of those staff members that are interested in returning from the previous year of retirement, we already have them in the queue. We know that they're high quality. We know all of their evaluations. We know how amazing they were with our scholars and with our families. So we have them ready to go. In addition to that, we are facilitating job fairs for scholars at the universities that are graduating. We recognize that the numbers are few, and we have to make Southfield more appealing to them. Why would they want to come to Southfield? When you think about the Eastern Michigans, they are looking at the districts in Washtenaw County. They've spent 4 years or 5 years in that area, so they're looking around where they went to school. The Michigan states, they're looking around East Lansing. So we are really trying to target individuals relative to location and to where they initially graduated. So we have a lot of scholars that are from our community. So we're making a concerted effort to reach out to them and to welcome them back into the community. We hosted a student-teacher breakfast for our scholars at the end of for our adult scholars at the end of their last semester, and brought them over to JWE and talked a lot about the district and what we had to offer, and provided them with opportunities to fill out applications and to hear from our HR staff so that they understand how that's working. And in terms of it being a fluid system, we have started meeting with Plant Moran to develop those standard operating procedures, to review the ones that we have in an effort to ensure that no one is finding challenges with navigating our system.
I have another question along the lines of what was already mentioned. How often are the building leadership identifying some of our guest teachers who perhaps have a desire to return to school, to perhaps take an alternate route towards teacher certification? How are we doing in that area?
I'm glad that you lifted that. In talking to one of our K-8 building leaders, they mentioned that 2 of those individuals that are currently serving in those sub-positions that I shared had been with the scholars all year. They have identified them as individuals that want to go back and earn those certifications. So as we have the conversations with the building leaders and we learn of those individuals, we are working with them to try to help them find the appropriate pathways based on their own personal experiences to get them in the right programs to help move them forward.
And my last question would be, eventually, some of our leaders are going to leave. And so my ask is, how are we succession planning to prepare those who would like to become leaders who are already here and established, getting them geared up to become the future leaders. Because we've noticed that, and this is a prime example, right? If you look at Principal Eubanks, if you look at Assistant Principal Ector, these are all people that started their careers, so to speak, in Southfield. They are long-term lifers, is what we call them, and they've worked their way toward a goal of becoming administration. So how are we kind of vetting leadership? Because, and good leadership, not just people who say they want to be in charge, but people who actually know how to be in charge. Big difference in
Absolutely.
wanting to be in charge and knowing how.
Absolutely. It's interesting you
leader.
lifted that. Miss Paula, Miss April, and I spent a large amount of time together on this past Friday, and that's one of the topics that we covered, identifying leaders and suggesting that they step into coordinator roles or suggesting that they step into different building leadership roles to see if that is something that they're truly interested in, right? You can have someone that's an amazing physicist, but they can't teach physics, or someone that is amazing at science and can't be a doctor, or don't have the appropriate bedside manner, if you will, but know the technical skills. So we are looking for those individuals. It would be ideal to have a leadership academy here in Southfield. We don't have the bandwidth for that right now. So what we've done is we've partnered with organizations such as MASSP, which is the Michigan Association of Secondary School Principals, and we have some individuals that are enrolling in those platforms so that they can get the professional development through these professional organizations. I mentioned Oakland Schools doing some of the more central office positions, but they too have some leadership trainings that they're offering, and we are affording all of those opportunities to our staff that are interested, because sometimes you don't know
What you don't know.
what you don't know, and then when they go through it, they say, this is not what I expected.
Yep.
I don't want to do it. So we'd rather them go through the experience and know that that's not what they want, or they are more passionate about it than having the on-the-job training and discovering that that's not what they're interested in.
Thank you.
You're most welcome. At this time, we will have Dr. Thompson come to the podium to give us the Bussey Center for Early Childhood Education report.
Good evening, Dr. Green, Board President, Vice President, and the rest of the board. Happy New Year to everyone. So I'm giving the report, reporting December numbers, December 2024 numbers. So the first part is the family engagement. Had a lot of things. Oops, what did I do? Here we go. Policy Council and parent representatives continue to greet students and families on a daily basis. We held our parent-teacher conferences December 6th and 13th. We had Donuts for Dads on December 10th, and it was a really great turnout. We had our winter showcase on December 11th for our classrooms. And some of the classrooms, our Head Start and Early Head Start classrooms didn't, because of the weather, they canceled theirs. So they're coming tomorrow to finish up. And then for before the holiday break, we had giveaways. So we had bicycles, 39 were given away, and toys were given away by the Krista Cares Foundation. That was December 19th and 20th. For the toys, all the students as well as their siblings were given a toy. So it was really great. And then another family engagement piece, the link sheets, that's where those are educational resources that are provided to parents to support and extend their child's learning experiences from the classroom. So that's the connection between the classroom and home. And those are just some of the pictures from Krista Cares Foundation and the giveaways. Some of our parent volunteers. And then this is December 2024 enrollment. So for Early Head Start, we had 14 students and pregnant mothers enrolled. We had 2 vacancies and then 7 on the waiting list. For Head Start, we have 81 enrolled and 47 vacancies. And then for GSRP, we had 63.5 slots filled and 16.5 slots that weren't filled. And for drops, Early Head Start, we had 2 students that transitioned to Head Start, so we'll have, in December, well, in January, we have new students that are starting. We have one already start, and another will start. Head Start, there were no drops, and GSRP, no drops. The December 2024 average daily attendance, the ADA, was 84% ADA. So that's 1 percentage point below what we're supposed to have, but that's because of illnesses. I wanted to go back to enrollment. Our enrollment will change for the month of January. We were awarded the Head Start enrollment reduction grant, so the numbers will change next month. So we're really excited about that. And again, as I mentioned, with the program transitions, 2 students transitioned from Early Head Start to Head Start in Bussey Center, and the families on the wait list were contacted in order to secure a slot for their scholars. For the child adult care food program, we served 4,593 meals. And then for the number of children receiving support services, we have 2 with IEPs, IFSPs. We had 2 referrals. Compliance is 13, which will be reduced this month, and then 1 compliance for Early Head Start. For curriculum instruction, we continue to implement the high-scope curriculum. We're in the 2nd period for Core Advantage data collection. So that's started November 18th, and it goes through March 2nd, 2025. So in March, we'll be able to compare the fall and winter data. The education manager conducted teacher post-observation conferences, and this is for the lead teachers as well as the assistant teachers. We provide weekly tips for teachers in our weekly staff updates, so academic and social emotional to support our students. And then with the education manager, she is implementing today a reader, tomorrow a leader program, where she's implementing this to support literacy development, reading in the classrooms. With the staffing vacancies, we had 4 teacher CDAs vacancies. 2 were in the hiring process. 1 is still in the hiring process, is getting background checked, and 1 declined to come on board. And then we had 1 family service worker vacancy. We had a recent resignation in December as well. And then for our in-kind contributions, July 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2024, the screen says 119, but it's a little bit higher than that. We have collected so far $134,168.16, and we continue to collect. And then for upcoming events, so we held our staff mental health and wellness day Friday, January 10th, 2025, and that was a lot of fun. We had some wellness activities, wellness presentations. We did some giveaways and all of that, and we went to Dave & Buster's again like we did last year. And the staff really enjoyed it and expressed gratitude and seemed to have fun. We have the dentist RS visit this coming Thursday, the 16th, and then our multicultural day is scheduled for Monday, January 27th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So that's another example, another opportunity for family engagement. And that's all. Any questions?
Through the chair?
Trustees Mathias.
Okay.
Through the chair. Yes.
Just a quick question on the enrollment grant you mentioned. Will the enrollment grant have a decrease in the vacancies that we're showing for the Head Start program?
For Head Start, yes.
Okay, and how much do you anticipate?
So it would be Head Start and GSRP. Well, actually Head Start. So we are almost there. So what we did was we closed 2 Head Start GSRP blend classes. And so we already have, we have 4 Head Start classrooms now. We changed 1 from a Head Start GSRP to a straight Head Start classroom. So we just have maybe 10, 11, 12 vacancies that we'll have to fill for Head Start, and then a little more for GSRP. So we're close to our targets. And I'll share those numbers next month.
Okay, because
Yeah.
you're saying we'll go from 47 to
It'll be
like
down,
11.
yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I have a few questions. First, I would like to ask, what are you seeing in terms of the trends for kindergarten readiness? You mentioned about the data collection and comparing the fall and winter. Where do you see our scholars in terms of being on track?
So that's one of the things that we can look at with the core advantage as we move forward. They do have a school readiness piece with that. So we are closely monitoring our scholars and closely monitoring instruction as well. So we will be observing that in terms of school readiness as we move forward.
When will the board have, because I believe I asked for this quite some time ago, some data that show comparison to where our scholars are with our youngest scholars in comparison to being ready and to transition, specifically around early literacy?
Okay. Yeah, that data is in core advantage, so I can get that for you. So you can look at it, so.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you for that. Because I see your activities here listed, I don't see anything for kindergarten roundup or any transition efforts. When are those going to begin?
That's scheduled for, I didn't put the February on there. That's scheduled for February 27th for the kindergarten showcase. So we're going to do it like we did last year where we have our students who are, we actually invite everyone. So even the students who aren't going to transition next year, but we invite our families in. So we'll have the kindergarten teachers and principals at Bussey, and we'll have a night where we discuss the kindergarten transition and all of that.
Okay, so that's a one-night activity?
And then with the kindergarten roundups too, within the district, we will publish those for our families as well.
So how often are the kindergarten teachers getting with, kindergarten roundup is this week?
Happening this week at the respective buildings. Adler cannot be here tonight because they are actually hosting their kindergarten roundup tonight. So all of the families have been contacted relative to the kindergarten roundups, separate and apart from where they go over to Bussey to have it in-house at Bussey.
Okay, how often are the kindergarten teachers and preschool teachers coming together to talk about trends and observations and readiness in that regard?
So we've had them over, they were over in the fall. I can't remember the date specifically. We had two of the kindergarten teachers to come over for an event and to collaborate with us. So that it's been once right now, and then it'll be when we do the kindergarten showcase, and then as we get prepared for the boot camp as well for the summer. So we'll have them over.
Trustee Smith-Thomas, to your point, and to your lift that you brought on before, now that we have Ms. Daniels in her position as data supervisor, we will lift that for her to make sure that she is collaborating with both sets of teachers to make sure that we get that information and that's moving forward.
Thank you.
And I did share the data with Ms. Daniels too last year, so I'll share it again.
Okay, I'd like to see it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure.
The in-kind numbers, are we still partnering with the grandparents program? Okay. And then, this is more for Dr. Green. Where are we percentage-wise with Bussey as a grant-funded program and the district? How percentage?
I don't have those exact numbers. I will
Okay.
get those from Ms. April Rogers, who
Okay.
provides oversight for that, and I will send that out to all the trustees on tomorrow.
I'd like to see, I'd be interested to know, because we've heard about several changes that have happened over the last few years with the program. I'd like to know how we have trended in terms of how much financial fiscal support the district is providing for this program to cover costs as opposed to what that balance has been over the years. Because being a grant-funded program of this magnitude should be carrying its own. And so I'd be interested to see where that stands.
And I will actually message Ms. Rogers. Unfortunately, she couldn't be here tonight, but she is watching, so hopefully we can get that information before we leave in an effort to be transparent, not only with the trustees, but with our community as well. So I will message her as we sit here this evening.
Okay. And another question, no. Oh, yield. Thank you.
I have one question, and perhaps I'm novice in this ask, but considering the amount of inflation and pricing and all of these things, and you hear all the time that people are having issues getting childcare. Like, it's still a problem. So why are our numbers so low? Like, I'm just trying to understand, what is it that is keeping us from filling up classrooms? Because I know there's a need. So why aren't we the ones meeting it? Bussey was a premier space in this city and surrounding cities to bring your little people. And so while the cost of living is different, people are struggling. So I would think that these grant-funded programs that would provide food, care, and education would be beating our door down to get in. So what is the reason? And if we do not know the why, we will never fix the problem. If we are not honest about the why, we cannot fix the problem. So I have sat here meeting after meeting after meeting, waiting to hear the why. And so now I'm going to ask, what's the why?
So the why is the staffing piece. So I have subs in the classroom, and then I had a couple of classrooms that weren't open. So with, I do have a class that's slated to open that they're working on. So as we get new staff, as people come on board, we'll be able to be fully functioning, fully enrolled. And that's what the intention is. And we're working on getting the classrooms filled. And I understand the why, but it's been difficult just with the staffing shortages and, the subs in the classroom and things like that.
So essentially, we can't bring in kids because we have no one to teach them. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
And we don't have people to teach them because the pool is so small to get, or is there so much competition that everybody is grabbing from the same people, or is our turnover so high? I'm just trying to understand how we help combat this, because these families need a place to bring their kids, and we would not see the student reduction if we could feed from the spot where we get them. I mean, once kids get their core group, a lot of times they want to stay with it. Once parents feel connected, they want to keep moving forward. So I'm just trying to understand, how do we help?
One of the big things for us is, and this is a commitment for the Office of Head Start, and this is something that I've thought about since I've been here, but with the starting salaries and all of that, they've at times haven't been competitive. So that's where the Head Start enrollment reduction grant comes in as well. So we'll be able to increase the salaries and hopefully get some more quality people. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for getting the right people in front of our kids. President Bland, and that's the bottom line. I think about health and safety and things like that, and being able to pay people who are qualified to be in the building and to work with kids and who are passionate about kids. So I feel that we're in the position to do that now. We've gotten the grant and we're working on that. So we continue to interview and hopefully get the right people. And I have my teachers in place, and I'm looking for assistant teachers now. So I'm thankful for that. I have the teachers that are.
And I think one thing, and I'll be remiss if I didn't say it, and I've said it about all buildings, once you get the right people, the way you keep them is by having a nurturing and fostering environment. Because one thing I tell you, people don't leave because of the money. They leave because it's not a healthy space. And so we must continue to foster and nurture healthy spaces. So if, you know, I want to see Bussey succeed. I want to see all of our schools succeed. But I just hear the stories of families that want to get their children in affordable preschools, and it's so difficult. So I would love for Bussey to be that space. So we'll keep chomping at the bit. Thank you, Dr.
Chair?
Thompson. Yes, ma'am.
Dr. Thompson, you mentioned that there were, out of 4 teachers or CDA, assistant teachers, there were 2 in the hiring process, 1 which is still in the process. How long is that process taken?
Usually it's a lot faster. It usually is about, I would say about 2 to 3 weeks. It just depends. So if a person's already in childcare, they have the background that goes through the school district, and then they have to go through the LARA or the MyLeap. But if they haven't been in the school district, it takes a little bit longer. But for this particular person, it's taken probably, I think we interviewed before the break. So,
Before the break, as in November?
no,
or-
before, it's December. So
Okay,
I don't
so-
have the specific date, but I can look at that, yeah.
So, and then you mentioned that 1 person has declined. Did they mention as to why they declined the offer?
They talked about salary, and they just took another position, and, yeah. And they didn't say anything about countering about the salary or anything. They just, we did the whole background check and everything, and, yeah, they just said they took another position, so.
Because this process seems to be taking so long, what is the propensity that we're going to lose this last person that we have in the pipeline?
I don't think that there's going to be an issue with that, because the person is going through the process. It is a parent as well, so wants to be on board. So I think this will be fine. And the process has sped up since, I would say, last May, when they got a new person. But it has sped up. This is just 2 of them that were like that, so.
And you also mentioned a resignation. Is that resignation part of any of these numbers, or is this something new?
That was something new, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What position is that?
It's an assistant teacher,
Assistant
Yeah.
teacher? Okay.
so I have all the leads. I need the assistant teachers.
Are there exit interviews that happen with resignations?
When, I think with the staffing company, they do exit interviews. Oftentimes when people are letting me know that they're going to resign, they will give me the reason. Most times they do.
And do we do something on site or in-house for our own resignations? So we understand what we need to do as the Bussey Center in order to improve our staffing and the culture.
Yeah. So I usually get a general reason, may talk to the staffing company as well, but I haven't done a specific exit interview, but we'll do that.
Okay.
Through the chair. Dr. Thompson, I'm looking at early Head Start. I see there's 14 enrolled, correct? How many slots would be available if you had the staff?
With Early Head Start,
Yeah.
there's 16. So Early Head Start's not an issue. We have, there were 2 kids that transitioned from Early Head Start to Head Start.
Start.
Yeah, so we
Yeah.
just had to fill those slots.
Okay, so you have 2 available, but you have, then that would be 5 on the wait list after those 2 slots
Yeah, after
are
they're filled, yeah. And I didn't put the 5 on the wait list because they weren't filled yet, so.
Right, exactly. So how long will they be on this wait list?
They won't be on the wait list long. They have about 30 days, so they'll be as I said, we already had one that already started, so then the next one will start, so.
Okay. Okay, that was it. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
I have an ask. Is there a staff handbook for Bussey? Is it provided directly from Head Start, or is it one that's been developed through through your leadership or through the Bussey leadership?
It's one that's been developed through the Bussey leadership.
Okay, and evaluations as well? Are those done through Bussey leadership or through the third-party agency?
They're through the Bussey leadership.
Okay. And those are done regularly?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any trends we've seen?
Basically, when looking at the trends, one of the things we know is our staff, we have a lot of staff that are new to Bussey, so they do need the training, make sure that they understand the high scope curriculum, the core advantage and all of that. So we do try to provide that training and do the modeling and all that. So I would say those are the trends.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Hearing none. Thank you, Dr. Thompson.
You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome.
Board President, the only other thing that I wish to lift this evening, you did mention at the beginning of the board meeting that we are not having our scholars to march on Monday, MLK Day. The weather forecast is going to have wind chills of -15 to -20. Also on Tuesday, as our student board reps lifted, there is no school for our scholars on that day. However, our staff was expected to come into the buildings. We are mindful of our staffs not coming to out in those frigid conditions as well. So in collaboration with our SEA leadership, our teachers union leadership, we are working on a memorandum of understanding to afford our staff an opportunity to work remotely on Tuesday to ensure that their safety and well-being is being considered also, given those frigid temperatures that we are expected on Tuesday. So I did want to lift that in the conversation. I don't know what Wednesday will bring. Some people have already asked me, well, what's the weather forecast for Wednesday? I am not a meteorologist. I am dependent on the Doppler forecast from others. But as we learn of things, I will definitely keep the board abreast, and we will make the appropriate decisions at that time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now to public participation. If you wish to address the board regarding a school-related issue that has not yet been resolved by school administration, please submit a comment card immediately. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per individual. As a matter of fairness, speakers with complaints against individuals are asked not to mention any persons by name. Complaints concerning employees pursuant to Board Policy 9130 should be brought to the attention of school principals or other administrators before coming to the Board of Education. Your cooperation is appreciated. Betty Robinson. Good evening,
everyone. How are you? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Madam President, I am so glad that you lifted the questions you did today regarding Bussey, because I implore all of you to go to Bussey to visit the school. I told my son not to enroll my granddaughter in Bussey because it is just poorly ran, and the teacher, I have phone calls from parents who have the students there, and it's a train wreck. Teachers are fighting each other. They're not teaching the kids anything. Kids are being left alone in a room by themselves. And just the other day, I heard that a teacher attacked a child, and that's a problem. So I've been talking to you guys about Bussey for years, and you're not doing anything about it. And I find that's the problem, because these are our pre-K students. This is the students that need to be protected, and you're not doing that. And you need, the parents are not being fully vetted. No one is going out to the parents to find out their income level, where they live, and the conditions they live in. That should be done, because this is a federally granted program. And if you guys don't step up to the plate and find out what's going on over there, you're going to lose your grant. Parents are already calling the Office of Head Start with their complaints and about the school, because, like I said, it's a train wreck. I'm hearing from parents regarding, I said that in a major, and I have been before the board before and told you everything that we needed to know to find out what's going on in buses, but you ignore the complaints. Ferndale, I took my granddaughter to attend Ferndale pre-K, and there's about 600 students there. And you asked a question about where the parents are. They're in Ferndale. You need to go and visit Ferndale. It's fantastic. Each room has two teachers, for about 20 students. And it's professionally run, and they have a breakfast, they have a lunch, and they have a snack, and they're teaching them things that should be taught at an early preschool. But that's not happening at Bussey. So you guys need to visit. It's your responsibility to visit these schools and find out what's going on. You are the board. You run the district. So please do your job. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Robinson. I would like to give a big shout out to the superintendent of Ferndale Public Schools, who is a graduate of Southfield Public Schools. Leah Gordon.
Hello, my name is Leah Gordon. I honestly just had a suggestion. So when we were talking about staffing, the first thing that popped into my mind was partnering with the State of Michigan Labor and Economic Opportunity Office to do teacher apprenticeship programs. And the same thing could happen and be beneficial with the early childhood too. So I didn't have anything else but a comment, or a suggestion rather.
Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Action items, consent agenda, approval of minutes for December 10th, 2024, and December 12th closed session, December 12th, 2024 closed session, superintendent evaluation. Is there a motion on the floor?
A motion that we approve the minutes December 10th and December 12th, 2024.
Support.
It's been properly moved and supported. Is there any discussion surrounding the consent agenda? Hearing none. Board Secretary, whenever you're ready, please call for the vote.
Trustee Werdeval.
Yes.
Myself, yes. Trustee Denson.
Yes.
Trustee Johnson.
Yes.
Trustee Holloway.
Yes.
Trustee Bland.
Yes.
Trustee Belk.
Yes.
Unanimous.
Motion carried. Thank you. Report 6339, Personnel Action Report. Trustees, this report was sent to you previously. What I would like to say is that I am excited about number 5. I am extremely excited. So, there are a few things that I could say, but behind the scenes, we are continuously advocating to see the right people get in the right spaces. This is an example. I'm glad it finally came into fruition. Oh. Number 2, I am sad to see. I am sad to see. But hopefully,
But I think that's one of the
yeah,
individuals.
for sure.
Yeah.
Trustees, any other discussion surrounding the Personnel Action Report? Hearing none. Board Secretary, please call for the vote.
A motion?
Oh, I apologize.
A motion that we vote on report 6339.
We approve? We open and approve?
Support.
I'm tired. It's been properly moved and supported. Is there any other discussions surrounding report 6339? Hearing none. Board Secretary, please call for the vote.
Trustee Belk.
Yes.
Trustee Bland.
Yes.
Trustee Holloway.
Yes.
Trustee Johnson.
Yes.
Trustee Denson. Myself, yes. Trustee Werdeval.
Yes.
Unanimous.
Motion carried. Thank you. Report 6340, budget revision, non-federal match waiver for 23-24. This is a revised report, but Dr. Green, I'll let you.
Yes, this is a revised report. The number actually changed in terms of the federal match waiver. It's increased to $93,643. This was taken before Policy Council this morning, at which time they did approve it. So we are asking that the board approve it, consider approving it. Again, this is for the 2023-2024 school year.
Dr. Green is asking that we make Report 6340 actionable. This is for the 23-24 school year. As she stated, the Policy Council has already approved this. Is there a motion on the floor?
I motion that we open and approve Report 6340.
It's been properly moved and supported. Is there any discussion surrounding Report 6340?
I have a question. What are the consequences?
Dr. Thompson?
The consequences of not getting the waiver?
Correct. The additional funds.
Oh, for the, no consequences.
It's actually an add.
It's an add to our bottom line.
Right, I'm saying, what are the consequences for even requesting this waiver as it relates to from a compliance standpoint?
There's not a consequence as it pertains to us adding for the additional funding. We're asking that because the number has increased, we will benefit more from the dollar amount. The original request was approximately $80-some thousand, so it's $15,000 plus to the district's bottom line, to offset, not our bottom line in terms of our general fund, but to offset the programming, which is similar to what you asked about earlier in terms of it being sustainable.
Right. Maybe I'm not understanding this, the way I'm understanding it, correct me if I'm wrong, we didn't meet the match that we're required to meet. Is that not accurate? And so we're asking for a waiver because of it?
The revision is actually going to happen to the budget that was allotted.
Right, so
So
we already
we're
submitted
right.
the waiver for the 23-24 year. We need to amend it to have the accurate numbers, the accurate dollar amount.
So we were technically, for lack of a better word, we were shorted. And now we'll get the
So now
money
we're
that we
gonna
are
get
owed. I'm trying to,
I understand.
Yep.
I understand.
Okay.
So we had.
So
a
this is not the
decrease.
first time that this waiver has come before the board. This is an amendment.
I'm just speaking, my
So yes
concern
to your
is-
original
is-
question, and it had already come before you relative to not meeting it, and so now our numbers have increased.
Okay, because I see the comments about the challenges, and so I'm wondering about what are we, and that speaks to the question I asked earlier about the grandparents program.
Right.
Because I'm trying to understand if we're seeing challenges in meeting our match, our non-federal match that we require.
So
What are we doing to correct
increase it.
those?
So
Right.
everything that you see that's not highlighted was already submitted to the federal government. The changes are the things that have been highlighted in green for the trustees.
Okay.
is there any other discussion surrounding Report 6341?
6340.
Oh, I apologize, 6340. I'm looking at 41. Hearing none. Board Secretary, whenever you're ready, please call for the vote.
Trustee Wordaball.
Yes.
Myself, yes. Trustee Denson.
Yes.
Trustee Johnson.
Yes.
Trustee Holloway.
Yes.
Trustee Bland.
Yes.
Trustee Belk.
Yes.
Unanimous.
Motion carried. Report 6341, Apply Innovation Copier Refresh Phase 1 General Funds. This was actually lifted last month. It now comes before us. Dr. Green, I believe I had asked then, will this need to be made actionable?
So
Because
actually-
we are actually good on this one. Has it happened?
No, this is not Dan.
This
So
is not
this is
Dan.
actually Allison.
Okay.
Um,
Hey, Allison.
As you may recall, our copiers in the district, we have lease agreements on all of our copiers, and we bring them in phases to minimize the impact to the district. We are looking to refresh the first phase of the ones that came into the district shortly after I arrived. So they've been with us approximately 7 years. Yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, that was 2018, and we didn't have much use, of course, during the pandemic because we went virtual, but then when we came back in, we
Got to use it.
got to use, and now we need to refresh those. So, Ms. Allison, did I pretty much summarize that?
You did, I can come up there if you like, it's up to you. I know it's a limiting topic.
Okay.
I guess my only question would be how many copiers?
Are in phase
does-
one.
It's just the one?
So we're looking at
Phase one.
Yeah, come on
Yeah,
down.
come on up, Allison.
Price is right. Come on down.
Yeah, this is phase one.
Okay.
Good evening. I'm Allison Dewar, Interim Technology Director. New faces, welcome. As Dr. Green stated, we're talking about Applied Innovation Copier Refresh 1. So 2018, Southfield Public Schools contracted their district copy services out to Applied Innovation. Used to be Applied Imaging. Obviously, the decision was cost savings and to provide modern machines with timely customer service. So as mentioned, it was done in 3 phases. We're specifically talking about phase 1, which happened 2018. So prior to my arrival, that included Southfield High School for Arts and Technology, ITC, JWE, SRAC, Thompson K-8, and University K-12, so at the time, MacArthur and University. In total, 29 black and white devices and 7 color devices. We're talking about the big copy machines. Due to them not being utilized for a lengthy amount of time during the pandemic, and still in high quality working order, we pushed that refresh of all phases back. It is now 1.5 years. So the phase 1 machines are beginning to show their age, and need to be refreshed in order to support the Southfield Public School staff and students. The district we now own these machines outright. So we have some options. We can work with Applied to sell the machines and get a substantial amount of money back. Another district within Oakland Schools, did that. So that is an option. So we would be refreshing the first phase of copy machines for a lower cost through what's called mitten pricing. Mitten pricing is available to all publicly funded entities in the state of Michigan that was bidded out through the city of Farmington Hills, rebid January 2023, and awarded to Applied Innovation. The current phase 1 fleet we have now was acquired utilizing a muni lease at a monthly expense. So we're talking about the phase 1 monthly expense of $7,581.19. Utilizing the updated mitten pricing and RICO equipment, the proposed monthly lease payment would be $4,014.48. So this does present a reduction of $3,566.71 per month from the previous phase 1 monthly lease. SPS will also see a reduction in the monthly service expense. With the current copier service agreement, we're paying $5,014.84 monthly. With the proposed refresh, that would be $2,050.38.
That's a nice
So
reduction.
this presents a monthly savings of $2,964.46 on the service agreements. So.
And nothing changes with the breadth of service that we get? Oh, that's amazing.
Yep, we are just refreshing the machines. The brand of machine is going from Canon to Ricoh, but we, looked at the quality and the functionality, and it is all going to be the same.
Can I finish 1 second? Do our copiers all have the ability to just scan in and PDF it over? So we're up to date on software and technology from that aspect, so we're not just paper. Okay, I just wanted to ask. Okay.
And we
thank
have
you.
something great that's called global printing. We know you print, you can pull it out at any machine across the district.
Yep.
You swipe your badge. I mean, I do have to say, from a technology standpoint and everything that we oversee, copy machines are it's an easy part of our job. So they just work consistently well. We don't get complaints buildings know how to reach out to Applied Innovation. You see their Jeeps in the parking lot all the time. They're here quickly, and they are literally located right down the road. They are in Southfield. And our rep, he stopped by a couple days ago. I go out there, just to discuss things. So they really do take good care of us here in Southfield. So the fiscal fund impact would be the technology general funds. Copiers are budgeted every year. That is part of our budget every single year. So impact amount, we're looking monthly device lease cost, $4,014.48. So 60 monthly payments over 5 years for a grand total of $198,000.
I got you. I did the math.
Okay, sorry. $198,736.63. Copy machines, like I said, it's an easy part of our life here within the technology department. So I do ask that the superintendent recommends the Board of Ed approval for moving forward with the refresh of Phase 1 copy machines at Southfield High School for Arts and Technology, ITC, JWE, SRAC, and University K-12. We would then work with Applied Imaging on a rollout plan to switch out the machines, with no disruption to the staff. And the equipment is available right now.
Vice
Board
President.
Board President, I'm sorry, if I could just add, I think that one person lifted, did we have uninterrupted service and the quality of the machines? I will say that Ms. Foster and Ms. Paulette actually went to Applied Imaging and tried out several different machines because we want our end users' input in the machines that are selected as well. So we do know that they have afforded us an opportunity to go try out various machines.
Thank you.
Are cartridges auto-shipped?
So in the first year, that's like on a an automated refresh for us. So that's included with our services, and then after that, we order the supplies and then pay for it.
You order the supplies and you all pay for it?
Well, it's part of what we budget.
Okay.
Right. So we have allotted in the budget for Applied Innovation staples and, toner and things like that. That's all included in what we budget for every year.
If we're moving to a different device, what will happen to the cartridges that are in-house? Will they, how is that gonna work?
Like I said, one of the reasons going to something like Applied Innovation, and not speaking specifically to Southfield, but, you'd have a buildup of staples and ink like that. Working with a company like that and only ordering, we know when toner's getting low, ordering only what we need, we're not gonna have a surplus of those kind of things that go to waste.
In addition to that, as we're doing this in phases, any of the Canon products that we still have in Phase 1 that's being swapped out, we will still have some Canon devices in other buildings for Phase 2 and Phase 3.
Through the chair. Just a quick question, because I know time is well spent. Do we have the opportunity to sell those? I know you spoke about that, to sell the ones and is that a plan, Dr. Green, to possibly sell something to offset the $198K over the 5-year span?
Yeah, so Applied Innovation provided me with, some opportunities and, people to work with to sell those. As I mentioned, another district in the county recently did that. So that is my recommendation for the district to do.
We always try to resell items or recycle items where applicable. We won't give them away. And so if we are able to recoup a significant amount of funding, then we'll definitely do that. And we'll bring those results back to you as well.
You've heard all of the information. Dr. Green, are we asking that we make this actionable this evening?
If it is the pleasure of the board, please and thank you.
Is there a motion on the floor?
I motion that we open and approve report 6341.
Support.
It's been properly moved and supported. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none. Board Secretary, whenever you're ready, please call for the vote.
Trustee Belk?
Yes.
Trustee Bland?
Yes.
Trustee Holloway?
Yes.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Denson?
Yes.
Myself, yes. Trustee Redwall?
Yes.
Unanimous.
Motion carried. Thank you all. Thank you, Allison.
Thank you, and I appreciate your time. Have a great evening.
You as well. Financial report and monthly bill disbursement. Board Treasurer.
Thank you. I've reviewed all of the financial reports, and this is something that I've asked our board president to put on the schedule to talk about in our upcoming retreat.
So as I shared with board members last month, and to the point of comments in the past, we do have a job to do. I know that some of us carry the load a little bit more than others, but we will be discussing at the retreat how to more adequately service the community. The board treasurer is going to have a larger conversation, of course, with the finance department to start moving in the direction of condensing and providing a more layman's explanation of the financial report and bill disbursement, but we will go into depth in that at our retreat. Okay.
Board President, at that
yes, ma'am.
time of that conversation, will we also discuss where we are mid-year in terms of the budget and,
Yep.
okay.
It is going to be a very extensive conversation for a few housekeeping things.
Okay.
Budget, mid-year evaluation, something that we have not had the time to do because we're always running. To your point, CBA, how we're actually using the funds that we spend going to these events. What are we bringing back to the table? What are we bringing to our community? We are looking at our policies as you all received from Ms. Foster. She sent a policy review document. Board operating procedures, which I was asked multiple times to provide, have been provided. I've received some feedback, but we're also going to move those into action and just become a more cohesive and functional board. So that will happen at the retreat as well.
I'd like to maybe suggest, Board President, that the board considers bringing, not board goals from a lens of for the superintendent, but board goals as
For the board.
as a member, to the retreat for conversation,
Will do.
so that we can really tie it to some meaningful actions.
Ms. Foster, will you please note that for the agenda, board goals, trustee board goals, explicitly, that is what we want to discuss. For the good of the order, does anybody have anything for the good of the order?
I do. You mentioned earlier about unfortunately, some of the grief that has been experienced in the district, and I think we also should recognize that our own trustee as well, treasurer, experienced grief in her family and loss as well. And just to the community, I think, you all perhaps may understand a little bit of what we do. But some of what we do as well is putting ourselves on the back seat, sometimes showing up here. And Trustee Belk did that many nights, many times throughout, I want to say November and December. When her family and personal life was in complete chaos, she was here. She was showing up. For the district, for the scholars, for the community. And I think that especially in the month of January, as we recognize board members, board recognition service, then that is something that I would like to just lift. That, we put ourselves on the backseat a lot to be here. And of course, we ran and asked you all to elect us to be here, but we do have personal lives as well and carry a lot of things when we come here. And Trustee Belk did that with no complaints at all. So I do want to lift that she also endured quite a bit of loss. And so I think it's just nice that we just be mindful of that.
That's actually a great lift. Some of you all know that Trustee Belk works for the City of Detroit in finance. So when you talk about qualifications, she and I have a lot of financial discussions, and our lunches are spent discussing how to improve things. Calling Dr. Green, asking questions, calling Avance. I also would like to lift that Dr. Carey has also lost her father when we talk about grief in this district. So there was a lot of loss, and we pray that that everyone in this district is able to heal. And when you talk about the commitment of this board, I mean, she's not gonna say it, but Trustee Ware Duvall is outside greeting babies at the old MacArthur door every single morning. Rain, sleet, shine. She walks the building, she holds their hand, she makes sure they're eating. So when you talk about the commitment, there is a commitment here, and I do appreciate this board for actually stepping up and doing the work. So thank you all for that. Again, Martin Luther King Day, we will be at the event that takes place every single year. There are some other events that will be taking place as well throughout this district. Thompson is having a spelling bee. We have middle school basketball games that are taking place. Our band is always booked and busy.
Yes, they are. They keep me busy.
And I just want to commend all the building leaders for bringing your kids back, smiles on their face, transportation for getting our kids to their spaces safely with these icy cold roads. And I also would like to lift one other thing. Please note, beginning March of 2025, 696 eastbound will close completely from Lasser to 75 for 2 years. So for those of us who endured what took place westbound from what seemed to be Lansing to Oak Park, and I may be exaggerating, but it felt that way, this will be a complete lane closure. I have reached out to some people in Oakland County just to ask, have they considered our transportation when making these decisions? Our bus drivers have to take these routes, and our parents, it will make the commute. They talking about take the Davidson. Who gonna take the Davidson to get to Lasser? So, you know, please be cognizant that March we usually get, once we welcome spring, Mother Nature likes to remind us that she's in charge, and we get that last ice storm. So just wanted to lift that to the community as well. Other than that, yes, ma'am.
Board President, I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the trustees that had birthdays between the last time we were together and now. Our Vice President celebrated her birthday on December 28th. And while I reached out to her personally, I did want to publicly acknowledge her a happy belated birthday. And then our very own Board President, who on this last Friday, January 10th, celebrated her birthday. So again, I'd be remiss if I did not acknowledge those very special birthdays.
So, thank you. That wasn't part of the agenda. But I appreciate it all, and to my VP, thank you for stopping by and leaving me something beautiful at my door. You always look out, as well as Dr. Green. I appreciate this community. Everyone have a wonderful evening. Our next meetings will be Saturday, January 25th. That is a board retreat, and Tuesday, January 28th, special board meeting. We are adjourned at 9:14 p.m.